The Lexus RX 350h blends luxury, efficiency, and smooth performance with a refined interior and strong fuel economy. It impresses with tech and comfort, but pricing and cargo space lags some rivals. Let's break down the key pros and cons to see who it's best for. The RX 350h's biggest win is that it delivers hybrid fuel savings in a familiar no-plug routine. You get strong EPA numbers for a luxury midsize SUV, about 37 miles per gallon city, 34 miles per gallon highway, 36 miles per gallon combined, so daily commuting, errands, and longer trips can all be cheaper at the pump without changing your lifestyle. Because it's a conventional hybrid, not a plug-in, it's easier for apartment living, street parking, or anyone who doesn't want to plan charging stops. In practice, the car is the kind of hybrid that feels normal, quiet, smooth, and efficient, rather than a vehicle that asks you to reorganize your routines. The Lexus RX formula still centers on calmness, and the 350h powertrain plays right into that. Low-speed creep is gentle, transitions are typically seamless, and the cabin experience leans serene rather than sporty. Lexus also positions the RX as a comfort-first luxury SUV with a premium interior vibe and lots of standard tech and convenience features. If you want a vehicle that relaxes you, soft noise levels, refined road manners, and a nice place to be cabin, the car makes a strong case. It's especially good for people who spend real time in their SUV, work commutes, school runs, rideshare duty, because its strengths show up every single day, not only when you're pushing hard on a back road. Modern Lexus RX buyers tend to care about screens and usability, and the car delivers with Lexus interface and the option of a 14-inch touchscreen, with a smaller screen on other configurations depending on the model. Smartphone integration matters just as much, and car models support wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Availability and exact packaging can vary by setup or market. The result is a cabin that feels current, fast access to navigation, media, and calls, plus an interface designed around touch use. If you're stepping out of an older luxury SUV, this is one of the most immediately noticeable upgrades, especially paired with the larger display. For 2026, Lexus calls out small spec enhancements, and one of the most practical is that wireless phone charging is now standard across all models. That's a deceptively big daily win. Fewer cords, fewer forgotten cables, and a cleaner console, especially if multiple drivers rotate through the vehicle. It also signals Lexus is tightening the value story by making popular convenience tech standard rather than forcing you into pricey packages. If you've ever owned a premium SUV where you had to option up just to get basics you use every day, this kind of standardization makes the RX 350h feel better equipped right out of the gate. The car lineup gives you room to choose how luxurious you want to get, from relatively attainable entry pricing to higher trims packed with premium features. Mainstream pricing guides put the RX hybrid starting point in the low to mid $50,000 range before options, depending on the source and exact configuration. If you want the just right build, you can prioritize essentials, hybrid efficiency, safety tech, comfort, and stop there. Or you can push into the more indulgent territory with upgraded lighting, driver assistance add-ons, premium audio, panoramic roof, and luxury appearance touches. That flexibility is part of why the car remains so broadly appealing. It can be a sensible luxury hybrid or a near flagship feeling daily driver. The RX 350h is tuned for smoothness and efficiency, not excitement. Output is about 246 net combined horsepower, which is fine for normal merging and highway cruising, but it won't feel fast in the way some turbo or performance-oriented luxury SUVs do. If you're coming from a punchy turbo engine or you value immediate throttle response, the hybrid's do-the-job-quietly personality can read as a little sleepy, especially when fully loaded with passengers and cargo. In other words, it's a great choice if your priority is calm and composed progress, but it may underwhelm drivers who expect a more athletic, torque-forward surge in a vehicle at this price point. Many buyers love how hybrids behave around town, but some dislike what happens when you demand maximum acceleration. The RX 350h uses a hybrid system paired with an eCVT-style setup, and that can translate into an engine note and power delivery that feel less natural when you mash the throttle. It's not bad, but it is a distinct sensation compared with a traditional stepped automatic. The engine may flare and hold revs while speed builds, which can feel disconnected. If you mostly drive gently, you'll rarely notice, but if you regularly do short on-ramps, quick passes, or you simply like crisp gear-to-gear response, this is one of the most common RX 350h test drive tells. The RX 350h may start in a reasonable luxury hybrid band, but it's easy to inflate the total with packages and higher trims. Price guides show a wide spread depending on trim and options, climbing well beyond the base figure. That's the trap. The nice RX you see in ads, bigger screen, upgraded audio, panoramic roof, premium lighting, and extra driver assistance features, often isn't the base model. If you're budgeting tightly, you'll want to keep a sharp eye on which features are standard versus packaged. Otherwise, you can end up paying near flagship money for a vehicle that, dynamically, still drives like a comfort-first RX, which is fine, just make sure the sticker matches your expectations. Lexus offers impressive available equipment on the RX line, but the catch is that some of the most desirable features live higher up the trim ladder. For example, Lexus's Canada release highlights an RX 350h Ultra Luxury content set that adds items such as triple beam headlamps, a head-up display, a panoramic view monitor, a digital rear-view mirror, and additional safety and assistance tech. Even if packaging differs by market, the theme is consistent. If you want the wow spec, you may have to pay for it. That can be frustrating if you're trying to build a mid-trim value sweet spot while still wanting a couple of top-shelf features like an HUD or a 360-degree camera. This is why trimming the RX can take more homework than you'd expect. The RX is intentionally tuned for comfort and ease, which means it generally won't be the most engaging option if your priority is steering feel, cornering attitude, or fun per mile. Lexus even frames 2026 updates around convenience and grade appearance combinations, not a shift toward performance dynamics. That doesn't mean it handles poorly, it just means it's not chasing the sportiest benchmark in the class. If you're the type who enjoys a more connected chassis, or you frequently drive twisty roads and want the SUV to feel eager, you may find the RX 350h a little isolated. It's a great luxury cruiser, but it's not the choice you pick primarily for driver engagement.